Sometimes you can just use a brush to color Moiré and get rid of it quickly. But if not, Moiré Killing Action Set will help you deal with all possible Moiré problems. The Moiré Killer set contains 5 actions. The first action is called Stage Size, and it's supposed to help you fight interpolation Moiré. That's what happens when you drastically reduce the image size, especially when you use the bicubic sharper interpolation algorithm. When you have a very sharp image with a complex texture, or just an image with a complex texture like checkers, small stripes, etc., and you resize it, you get a moire pattern all over the image. What you can try is use the stage size action. When resizing occurs gradually, the images tend to be less moire prone. I'll save a copy of this image resized to 1000 pixels in height in one step, and then resize it once again by using the action. It doesn't resize much, so it's better if you use it a couple of times or even 3 times. Just be careful and don't resize too much, less than 1000 pixels in height. After that, I'll use the image size to set the size to 1000 pixels and you can compare it with the other image. After stage resizing, there is no moire pattern, but it only works with moire that was not present in the original image. The channel mixer action can be useful when you have moire on the image and it was always there. It's not like you caused it yourself by resizing or something like that. I'll run the action, and in the channel mixer prompt, my task is to get a clear black and white image, that is, without any moire. If you're lucky, you can get this clear image straight away, but sometimes you'll have to do some actual mixing. It's good when the sum of the channels is 100%, but it's not absolutely necessary. After pressing enter, I get the high-pass prompt, and here you need to use a radius big enough to blur the moire pattern. Yes, it does work like a blurring filter in this particular action. That's it. Don't be surprised that the moire pattern is back. The result is there, it's just masked. Use the eraser on the mask where you want to remove the moire, and it will be gone. In some rare cases, the blurring effect of the high-pass filter will be affecting your image in a nasty way. Like here, when the shirt is covered in moire and I run the action to get rid of it, it takes a really huge number in the high-pass prompt to remove the pattern, and the color from the jacket leaks onto the shirt after you wipe through the mask. If that happens, don't worry. Hold Ctrl key and click on the mask to get a selection of the affected area. Flatten the image, that's important, and use the brush in color mode to colorize the area within the selection, and that's it. Compare with the original image and you'll see that the result is quite good. The Hue action works exactly the same, but instead of the channel mixer prompt, you get a hue saturation prompt where you move the hue slider, and if that doesn't help, the saturation slider to get a black and white image without any moire. It takes -117 in the hue in this case. Wipe through the mask and the moire is gone. The lap action uses the lap color mode. This method is used by many photographers, and I included this action in the pack so that they won't ask me where it is, as it's kinda popular. I couldn't find an image it worked best on, especially when it has the channel mixer method to compete with, but still, let me show you how it works. Run the action and you'll get the apply image prompt. Once again, your task here is to get a clear black and white image. It uses the inverted B channel by default. Try A channel, try them both inverted and not inverted. Seems that the inverted B works better than the rest of them. As for the blending modes, try overlay and soft light too. I'll stay with hard light. Then opacity. Seems that it's best at 100%. Press OK. You will get 2 Gaussian blur prompts where you should use a radius big enough to blur the moire pattern completely, and you have to do it twice. I'll stick to 4. Good. Now it offers you to flatten the image as we're going back to RGB from lab. Say don't flatten. Now, as usual, wipe through the mask. The image has slightly changed its tone, so after you finish with unmasking, it would be wise to switch back to the image from the mask and use a curve to fix the tone shift. That's it. The last action, which is called split frequencies, is the most destructive of them all. Use it only when nothing else works. At the first prompt, use a radius so big that it blurs all the moire stripes. At the second prompt, use a radius so small that moire doesn't start to appear in the image, let's say 0.5. Now wipe through the mask carefully. The result is not as good as before, but if I switch to the gray image and apply some noise to it, like 1%, it will be much better. The action wipes away the whole frequency where the moire is supposed to sit, and it doesn't have any mercy on the texture. Use with caution.